What's going on, everybody? Jolt here from the TokenMinorities, and today I am bringing you yet another ladder battle that I encountered, this time against Alliance Tots, who at the time of this video wasn't actually ranked in the top 100, but normally he is ranked in like the top 30 or top 25 of the Showdown ladder, so I figured, due to that fact and to the fact that this was actually a pretty darn good game, I think it was warranted to go ahead and upload this video. So here we are, and looking at the team preview, he has a very scary looking team. I've actually seen this team in action before. I've watched some of his battles on the ladder before, so I would say I have a slight advantage just due to having a pretty good idea of what he wants to bring. But regardless, he's a very good player, and I can't take him lightly, even if I do know his team pretty well. So looking at team preview, I know that most of his team is setup sweepers. It's full of setup sweepers, and that's kind of scary because, well, one of his setup sweepers is Mega Charizard X, and my team does not like Mega Charizard X at all. I only really have one check to it. Yeah, I have one check to it, and that's my Landorus T on a Choice Scarf, and if it's a Jolly Charizard X, then I pretty much just lose, so I probably need to make some edits to compensate for that on this team. But regardless, that's the biggest threat in this matchup, so I'm going to have to play against it very carefully. I do realize that his team is pretty weak to Landorus T overall, so I definitely am going to lead with that here, and he's going to probably lead with Thunderous Therian just because he could easily bluff that as being a Choice Scarf variant, and I'm of course going to probably switch out anyways. Even if I do think I know his team, he very well could have made edits, and I'm not going to lose a game just because of stupid assumptions. So I'm just going to go straight into my Clefable as he goes for the agility. And this proves that this is going to be a double dance Thunderous T essentially. And Clefable doesn't care about that. Why? Because Clefable is an unaware variant, and I can eat this up all day long. I have a lot of SPDF investment. I'm Calm Nature. I am going to win this 1v1 every single day of the week unless he gets ridiculous para hacks, crit hacks. I miss a Moonblast. I don't know. He's going to need some extreme hacks to be able to get out of this situation on top. So here he predicts my Protect as I just go for the Wish the turn before, and he goes for the Nasty Plot, showing he's in charge, I guess, but really I feel like I'm the one in charge because he's doing things that don't make sense. He's doing things that aren't going to get him anywhere. I don't understand his place. Like, during these next several turns, I do not understand. I really don't know. I'm guessing, my best guess is that he just wanted to get Clefable weakened to the point where he could do work with Dragonite, as Clefable is my best check to Dragonite, or one of my checks to Dragonite. Really, I have several checks to Dragonite, so I really don't get it. I don't get it at all. But this is going to continue for a while as he goes for the Thunderbolt and gets a Paralysis on Clefable, which is kind of unfortunate because now I'm going to be forced to go for the Heal Bell. Luckily, I do have the Heal Bell. If I didn't have the Heal Bell, then this could be a little bit ugly because my luck with Parahacks is really bad. really bad. Anyway, we're gonna continue this a little bit as I just go for the Wish again, and he goes for the Thunderbolt and does about the same amount of damage as he's been doing the past several turns, even though he's now at +4 special attack, and I decided to go ahead and go for the Moonblast on this turn. That was kind of a risky play on my part, as I very well could have gotten critical hit by that Thunderbolt and lost my Clefable right there, and then I probably would have just lost the game, because if you look at this thing, it's +4 special attack, +4 speed, and I have absolutely nothing to take a hit from that. So that could have been very bad, at least assuming he has Hidden Power Ice. But yeah, here I am at almost max HP. I'm going to go ahead and take this as an opportunity to go for yet another Wish, just to make sure I'm at the highest amount of health as possible. And now I believe I am good to just go for a Moonblast. And he gets another Paralysis, which is really unfortunate, but this is turn 16. We've been doing this for a while. I'm not going to complain about the Paralysis. It's just kind of annoying that he's already gotten it twice and it hasn't been 20 turns yet, but hey, it's going to happen. Regardless, he just goes for a Thunderbolt, and I get fully paralyzed. That's unfortunate as well, as I was going for a Heal Bell on that turn, and if I'd gotten off the Heal Bell, it would have been in pretty good shape. Now here he goes for the Thunderbolt again. I'm going to take this as an opportunity just to go for the Moonblast, just because I'm not going to play around with Parahacks, and odds are, if I go for Wish Protect, I'm going to get paralyzed on one of those turns and lose my Clefable, so that's not worth it. I thought it was a better idea just to go for the Moonblast and take out the Thunderous T. Now here, expecting the Dragonite to go for a Dragon Dance, I'm going to go into my Rotom, and I'm just going to go for a Volt Switch here, because I'm expecting this to be a Lumberry set, just because that makes the most sense given the team makeup, as he wants to probably use one sweeper to break the opponent's walls for the next sweeper. That's probably how the team works. I'm just going to Volt Switch into my Lander's T, which luckily does still outspeed even after the Dragon Dance. And because I did switch out against his Thunderous Therian on turn 1, I know that he expected me to be probably slower than his Dragonite, and he was just going to go for the Outrage most likely to try to weaken me, but I tricked him, I guess, on that turn, and I'm able to take him out with the Stone Edge. Now here, I pulled the switch into my Latios as he goes for the Swords Dance with his Lander's T. He goes into his Gyarados and does not take the Specs Draco Meteor well whatsoever, and because I don't want to be left out to dry with a -4 Latios after taking out the Gyarados, I decided to switch into my Rotom just to pick off the Gyarados with an easy Volt Switch, but he goes for the last-ditch effort Ice Fang and gets a freaking freeze, and now I'm a little bit mad because now my Rotom is essentially useless unless I can thaw out on a very soon turn, and thank God that Gyarados is really weak, because otherwise I probably would just get swept by that thing at this point. If now Scizor can't really handle it, to be honest, but here I'm just going to SD up alongside this Lander's Therian, knowing that I can probably win this 1v1. And it turns out that I can win this 1v1, so he's going to switch out and go ahead and sack his Gyarados, which is a pretty good play on his part because Gyarados was pretty useless at this point, considering most of my team did outspeed it, or at least was able to check it pretty well. So here he goes into his Charizard. This is a free Dragon Dance for him, and I'm expecting him to go for that Dragon Dance, so I just go into my Lander's T, knowing that I need to keep this thing in check if I can, but Charizard X is such a huge threat to my team that even my best answer to it takes 75% from the Flare Blitz on the switch, and so that is absolutely wonderful. Here, I am expecting him to go into his Landorus T, expecting me to go for the Earthquake, but he just goes for another Flare Blitz, and he gets a crit burn, so I'm a little mad about that as well, because Latios was really, really good in this game. So just as a last-ditch effort on my Latios' part, I'm just going to drop a Specs Draco and do 50% to the Scizor, so that's pretty nice overall. Now I'm just going to go into my Heatran, knowing that it's a pretty free Fire Blast here. I probably could have gone for the Earth Power if I was real, but I wasn't quite real enough, as he just goes into his Charizard, and he very well could go for the Earthquake here, and I fully expect him to, because really he needs to get rid of this Heatran if he has any chance, or wants to have any chance of winning this game. He's going to need his Scizor to have free reign, and it will not have free reign as long as Heatran's around. Here I'm able to take out the Charizard X with the U-turn and just go straight into my Heatran again, luring out the Landorus T, as that he can't switch in Scizor, obviously, so he has to switch in Landorus T. Now here, I pull the double into my Landorus T, expecting him to go for the Earthquake, which works out well again in my favor. I'm expecting him this time to just go for the Stone Edge, trying to pick me off, knowing that my own Landorus T shouldn't be able to do much damage to him, but I reveal the Hidden Power Ice here, and he goes into his Scizor, so that's kind of unfortunate. I thought I would be able to get a little cheap KO there, but unfortunately it doesn't quite work out as expected. Here, I switch into my own Scizor on his Scizor, and he makes a nice play, question mark, and goes into his Landorus T, probably expecting to be able to take me out with an unboosted Earthquake, but I am max defense on this Scizor, and max HP for that matter, and I'm going to be able to just SD up alongside him and be able to 2-hit KO him before he can even KO me with his Bullet Punch. So again, I'm getting the advantage in this exchange. And this, folks, is why you run Earth Plate on your Double Dance Landorus T as opposed to Leftovers. You need the extra power to take out defensive Scizor, which really is a pretty common mon in the current meta, so keep that in mind, folks. But he does just run at that point in the battle and able to pull off a pretty impressive 5-0 victory with really most of the hacks against me in this battle. So I was really happy with that. Obviously, I had a pretty big advantage at Team Preview just because I knew his team, and because Unaware Clefable kind of destroys him. If you look at what he has, he really doesn't have much for Unaware Clefable. So that's a nice win on my part. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and a comment, and I would really appreciate it. So I will see you next time.